I'm Dr. Brent Donahue. I'm here at CrossFit Ready to Live with my good friend Kevin Vaughn. He's the owner here. And Kevin, just right off the bat, give us some of your background in health, fitness, sports.
Sure. Yeah. I've been in the fitness industry for almost about 11 years right now. I first started out with a big local chain in the fitness side of it, more on the business side, not the fitness. After 8 years of learning how a gym is run and the benefits, I decided to branch out on my own about 5.5 years ago and start CrossFit. So absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And we're here today just to talk about injury prevention, and it's not just CrossFit. This is for athletes. And,
right.
And I guess with that being said, I've talked to a few people who have a misconception about what CrossFit is.
Sure. Yeah.
Can you hash that out for us?
Yeah. There's a lot of myths out there of CrossFit. All we are is a strength and conditioning program. We're just basically here, and we combine elements of cardiovascular. We combine, weightlifting and gymnastics into a workout program. That's all we do here. It's just for better health and wellness overall.
Yeah, that's great. And that's the big concept. And so any injury that'll most likely happen in this gym could happen in any gym or any athletic event or anything like that.
Sure.
So share with me a little bit. Kevin had an unfortunate injury himself not
absolutely.
long ago. So let's just talk really quick about maybe what happened and how you've progressed through your healing.
Sure. There is a difference between CrossFit as a sport and CrossFit as health and wellness. I would say 95% of our clientele that walk through the door here is for health and wellness. Now, there is a sports side of CrossFit, which I kind of dabble in a little bit. I've been a former athlete in college, and we understand that in any type of sport, there is injuries because we push that level of intensity a little bit farther than 95% of our clients that are mainly here just for overall health and wellness and just the longevity of their life. So, yes, unfortunately, I did have an injury about 6 months ago, which was competing at a level of CrossFit. So absolutely.
Yeah. And we see with our pros, we see with our college athletes.
Right.
I see your average Joe that just is out walking, and unfortunately they get hurt. So all those cases happen.
Right. When it comes to running, there's people that train for marathon running, but then there's also people that just do 5K runs on the weekends. We don't sit there and say running is dangerous when injuries occur with that. The same thing with CrossFit. It's not dangerous. It's just trying to define what level of fitness you're trying to do.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good point. And it was New Year's, we're week 2 of January. So a lot of people just jumped into the gym or just got up and moving again.
Sure.
Which is fantastic. Whatever it is, keep doing it. Do it safely. And that's when you have your new clients walk in, whether it's in January or later in the year, what's your onboarding, or how do you try and make sure that your clients don't go down that rabbit hole?
Right. Everybody that walks through the door has different levels of fitness. They could, be a former Division I athlete, or they could be just somebody that is just trying to get off the couch and move better. So, our ultimate goal here at CrossFit is to provide all fitness levels, a place where they can have challenging workouts, but also a fun atmosphere. And one way for new people to come in and feel a little bit more comfortable is we provide them a 4 to 6 session intro class that develops the necessary skills for them to be successful in our group classes. So everybody has to go through our intro class and just to kind of see where their level of fitness is.
I think it's so important because some people walking through, even if they have the fitness background, they might not have some of the lifts and techniques done properly to prevent those injuries.
Sure.
And so you said fun, and it is a community here. I know this gym a lot. I need to get back to it, but we'll talk on that later. And so with your programming, with all your coaches and stuff, how do you program and why do you program?
When it comes to programming, that's a word in CrossFit right now that it just runs around. We just develop workouts here. And things that we want to focus on is we try to have a balance of all movements. Pushing, pulling, squatting, hinging. We want bilateral. We want unilateral movements. We want long, short, short reps, long reps. I mean, the list goes on. And we just try to balance that through our programming Monday through Friday. So, absolutely.
And I see so many overuse injuries of those people who they don't know how to break that down,
right,
and develop those workouts, and so they work the same push group over and over and over, and that's how they end up injured. And so
right,
that probably plays a part in why you guys developed workouts the way you do.
Sure. We try to balance them all together. When you go to the regular gym, you don't really have a routine. You do your own thing. The typical biceps, chest, things like that, and they get overused, and you're going to start getting tendonitis. You're going to start getting sprains. Well, with us and our programming, we try to have a well-balanced program. When it comes to strains and sprains, I can't fix that. It's rest. That's the only thing that's going to fix that is rest or seeing a physician, and that's where Brennan comes into a factor. So,
and when we do have those minor or the onset of some of those conditions with your athletes, I mean, you have a good relationship with your athletes.
We do.
What's your next step on what they can do in the gym?
Sure. There's a difference between uncomfortable and pain, and I try to get that distinguished with our clients is, hey, is this painful or is this just uncomfortable? And once I can figure that out, then I know if they either need to stop doing the movement and rest, or B, moving better. And that's where mobility comes into a factor, moving better overall.
And you've seen my Mobility Mondays.
And
it's just starting with one thing at a time. If it's 5 minutes in the morning, if it's one exercise at lunch, whatever it is.
Sure.
And making sure that mobility's there before athletes start loading the weight, right? Because
exactly.
if they drop into a deep squat and they don't have the right form there, you're programming a bad pattern already.
Exactly.
And that's when the injury will eventually happen, right?
Right. We look at our clients, we assess them in our intro class. If they can't squat to depth, there's got to be a couple issues. There's either an injury, there's either mobility in the hips and ankles, and us as world-class coaches really try to define that factor in helping our clients move better overall. Now, if there's an injury or sprain, I'm not a doctor. I can't fix that. Only rest or seeing a physician is going to help that thing.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different modalities that we can do in the office for stuff like
that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get to sit here and talk about your new toy that you just put in.
This is cool. Yeah.
So Kevin just put in an infrared sauna in the gym here.
We did.
And it's not just pleasure. Talk to us about the benefits of it.
Right, absolutely. So me coming off my injury, I've really had to figure out what's going to help me recover the best. So I have been doing cryotherapy for the past 6 months. Check out Celsius Cryotherapy for that. But they also have a sauna, infrared, and I've been using that for the past 3 months. And I've seen the benefits for myself with the swelling going down, the movement in my ankles a lot better, and just overall health in general. So this is a great tool, so I added it to my gym. Why else not? If I see success in it, I want my clients seeing success in it. It's a great warm-up tool. It's great for tendonitis, aches and pains, detox. It burns like 400 to 600 calories. The list goes on and on. There's so much science backed on it, but it is great for any of your health and wellness. So
yeah, and I think you guys could see that me and Kevin have some of the same philosophies, and it's staying healthy and it's moving.
Right.
Whatever that movement might be. If it's running, I always say go run. If it's CrossFit, do CrossFit.
Right.
If you need a personal trainer, get with a personal trainer. But that's why sitting down and talking just a little bit today on those topics, I think was great. And just a last quick segment, when warming up, how do you train your clients to warm up before a workout to really get the most benefit out of that workout?
Right. And this just gets more developed into our workouts in general. We're not a strength biased program here. You're going to see a lot of CrossFit gyms out there that will put strength before their workouts because they think that's what's beneficial for athletes. And that is true, athletes in general. But remember, our clients are 95% here are just health and wellness. We want the longevity of life. We develop our workouts. So we have a dynamic warm-up, right? Get the blood flowing and moving. Muscles are like Laffy Taffy. If you stretch Laffy Taffy cold, it's going to pop. If you stretch it when it's warm, it's going to move a little bit better. So we have a dynamic warm-up to begin the day off. The next is specific warm-ups, right? More generated to what the workout's going to consist of, and then adding and applying weight. So yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
We do strive on warm-ups.
Awesome. And just to wrap this up, how can people find you?
Yeah, we're at 4429 Ridgewood Avenue. We're in the heart of South City. You can check out our Facebook page, CrossFit Ready to Live. Check out our website. It has all of our details on schedule, prices, our intro, who we are as a gym, CrossFitReadyToLive.com. So,
cool.
Absolutely.
If you guys are ready to get up, if you've thought about CrossFit, if you're confused about CrossFit, come in and talk to Kevin.
Please
He'll
do.
square you guys
Absolutely.
away. If you guys are in that part of your New Year's resolution where you might have those aches and pains starting, start thinking about that mobility or that warm-up, or consider seeing a physician that might be able to help you guys.
Absolutely.
I think most of you know where to find me. Feel free to reach out with any questions. And if not, everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thank you, guys.